Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another live stream from the Scalar Learning channel. And today you're probably here because you just took the SAT, got your score, and you want to get some questions answered. By the way, just a quick thing I want to say, we're not going to talk about any specific questions. I'm not allowed to do that. It's not a release test. So make sure don't post anything in the comments or anything like that about actual SAT material from August, but we can definitely talk about what to do now. Maybe you can, tell me how difficult you felt and stuff like that. I'll do my best to answer your questions. I'm quickly just doing a blast of, why is this not working here? Oh boy. Oh, it's kicked me out here. 1 second. Let me just see why this is doing this. Log in. All right, there we go. I'm just going to do a quick blast to everybody on Discord. Let them know we're live at everyone. Live now. Boom. All right, cool. That's that. Let's see what the questions are. So, your opening scores right now. Hey, you got an 800. Joseph, congratulations. That's amazing. I got another message from somebody who had bumped their score like 140 points. That's super cool. Chris, what's up? You're back. What are your thoughts if you didn't do well? Yeah, it's a great question. All right. So if you didn't get the score that you wanted, let's say you're a senior. I don't know what year you are, Scuba Stocks, you want to tell me, but let's say you're a senior. You've got some really good options. You can still take the October test. It's a little late, but you should still be able to register. And then you can take you also have the November. The thing about the October 1st test is that if you take that one, you can still use it to early application, early decision school. So that's the benefit of that. And otherwise you can always go November, but that will have to be, you can send that for regular decision colleges. So Vincent asked, can you see what questions you got wrong? Not for August. That's the really disappointing part about August, because in August, the test is not going to be released, meaning there's no QAS. There's only an SAS, which is, I think, called the Student Answer Services or something. So you can see what you got wrong, but you're not going to be able to see the actual questions and be like, oh, I got that question wrong. You can just know I got numbers 14 and 17 wrong, etc. All right, so we got an interesting question. Will a 13 score bring me to a good college? All right. So, yeah, I think the math curve is brutal. Here's the deal. We want to talk about colleges. I'm glad somebody did. So we're going to go to U.S. News and World Report. So I want to talk about using these scores to get in here. So let's check this out. How do we get to the education? Here we go. So I'll show you what this is all about. I have Compass, so I should be able to get this. Let me just log. Okay, perfect. So we're good. Let's see, grad schools. We want colleges, national universities. All right. So somebody had a 1370, right? So let's kind of scroll down the list. Like, these are some of the really prestigious schools. Now, let's say you look at University of Chicago, right? It says the interquartile range. That's from 25th to 75th percentile. And we have a bottom of a 1500, top of a 1570. That doesn't mean that they don't admit people lower and higher than that. There's 25% of the applicants, or the people that got in last year, that had below a 1500. Okay, but that's obviously very, very high score, right? So you could still get in. And remember, it's one piece of the puzzle. Olivia, my college counselor, always talks about how absolutely important the essays are. So you really want to work hard on those essays. Depending on the school you're going to, you want to look at what they value. I was just talking to a friend of mine talking about Georgetown University, that they value a lot, sense of community, adding to the community, helping to bolster the community. That's very important. Those are the things that they value highly as well. So you want to look at it's a full package, but you can kind of get a rough idea here. And of course, this is assuming that your GPA is in good standing as well. But we'll jump down a little bit. So now you come down to like University of Florida. See, at 1370, it's right in the middle. It's maybe even a little higher than about the mean or median, somewhere in there. 1370%. UC Santa Barbara, great school. Again, it's a California school, so they may not even look at your SAT, but still good to know. Let's see some other ones. So 12, that's that one. 13. See, you look at this school, even University of Rochester, Boston College, you're in the zone. You're in the 25th to 75th percentile. So like I said, There's lots of University of Texas Austin, amazing school. You're right in the middle. Actually, higher than in the middle, right? You're 160 points above the lower quartile and just 100 points below the upper quartile, so probably above the median score. So it's a solid score. So you can kind of get an idea from this ranking. If you don't want to pay for this subscription, you can't look at it yourself. Your school college counselor might have a subscription, or your principal or something like that. So ask around, see if you can look at those numbers. Okay, let's see. Yeah, the digital SAT on September. So yeah, the entire digital SAT NOR is going to be all calculator, and they're going to have a calculator built in. It's going to be Desmos, but like a modified version of Desmos. So it's pretty cool. Is 1430 good for medical college university? So I'm not sure if you mean are you talking about like going directly into sort of like one of those pre-med programs where you're in and you're set up, you're automatically guaranteed medical school? Because I actually do have a student that is applying for something like that. I believe, look, I don't know. It depends on what school you want to go to. I don't want to say. I have heard that in certain schools, I think more around like a 1480 is what you might want to shoot for. But again, I would say what program you're specifically looking for. Is it one of these that requires a certain score, or they recommend a certain score, and then I would say try for that. 670 in August. Hey, Ams, that's amazing. For that jump. And okay, well, AMS. You're saying, hey, do you take it in October or do more prep and get a 750? I'm assuming you're a junior. And if you're a junior, I would not take October. If you're trying to get a 750, it's doable, but you're going to need to spend time taking tons and tons of practice tests and really ramping up. If you're talking about your on the math, to really ramp up your math. So I wouldn't take October. If you're a senior and you got to, then you got to do what you got to do. Get a 1510. Hey, amazing. Congratulations. A great score. Okay, let's see. Took a junior year first time. Got a 1230. So you got a 130 point jump from your PSAT 10. I wouldn't even think about the PSAT 10. But you're saying you're at a 1230 and you want a 1500 plus. Okay. This is what I'll say on that. I've seen it. I've seen it done. I've seen people go from a baseline of 1200s and bust out something in the 1500s. So it's not really, it actually doesn't even matter what your baseline is per se. Like maybe to some degree it does, but like you're already in a zone where you probably, if you're getting a 1230, you could probably understand and do all the math. That's my guess. You just might be rusty on a lot of concepts. So yeah, I would say you could, but you're going to have to really grind and you're going to have to put in a lot of work. Usually the score will kind of level up gradually. But I would probably take every practice test you can get your hands on under the sun, and slowly but surely, I think you can raise it substantially. I mean, look at my channel. Have you seen all the people who have gotten 150, 200 point increases? Like, you can do it. You can definitely do it, but it's not without a lot of work. Okay, you hit is a 1340 a good score? So people are asking me, is this a good score? Is that a good score, right? It's a bit subjective. It depends on your goals, where you want to go, what schools you're trying to get into, how strict they are on the SAT, stuff like that. So I would say objectively a 13.4 is a great score. But, just think about, then take a look at schools that you're interested in applying to. Say, hey, did I hit the mark? Am I in that zone? Am I in that interquartile range? If you are, beautiful. If not, you can think about if you want to take it again or try and improve. 700, 780. Congratulations, Sophia. Trying for an 800 October. I love it. Good luck. Let me know. Casper, you said you got a 1260 and you're upset. Any tips? Yeah, I want to know, Casper, how many practice tests did you take? How much prep did you do? So let me know that, and then I'll give you my advice. 760 for math, 3 mistakes. Oh, my God. 3 wrong drops you to a 760? That is such a bad curve. Okay, because I'm trying to get a handle on this curve. Oh, that's a bummer. Okay, got a 1370. Would be a 1450. Would a 1450 by November? Yeah. Are you kidding me? Raising 80 points. I'd want to know, John O, by the way, that's who I'm talking to. I want to know what your breakdown was, what you got in math, what you got in English, right? So if I knew that, I'd have a better gauge, because I think the math is definitely easier to raise. That's my opinion, but yeah, that's not much. 80 points. I got an 1100. Okay. Josh, it was 1070 first try last time. Wow. Good job, Roddy. That's a huge jump. 330 points. Congrats. That's amazing. 1370. Hey, you're very welcome, Remedy. Got 420 on the math. How can I improve it? So it's, it really depends on what you know, right? Look, I get this all the time, especially from parents. I feel like there's this whole idea. I'm talking about math, okay? There's this whole idea that this test is all about tips and tricks and strategies and blah, blah, blah. And I've said this many times in many videos. Look, the math part, guess what? No surprise, it's a math test. And how do you prepare for a math test in school? You study, you learn the operations, and you execute. This is the same thing. So don't get it twisted that the way that, I won't say the name of the companies, but like all these other big companies are like, hey, it's not about the math. It's about outthinking it's about taking the SAT and outdoing it. Like, that's marketing. Don't let them fool you. This is a math test, and there's a finite amount of math on the test that you need to learn. My critical concept videos, if you haven't seen them yet, they're like the second thing that you... Basically, if you go to my YouTube channel, like the main page... Here, I'll just show you guys so you can see what I'm talking about. If we go here... All right. If you go to my main page, it's these videos. These are the critical concepts. I'll put a link in for all you guys if you want to click on it. These critical concept videos are where you should start, especially if you're in the 400s. That's my guess. Is like there's a lot of stuff you probably forgot that you learned in math. Maybe you didn't learn it, but you want to start by learning the requisite math. And then you can go to the strategies video, which are this other series up here. This is like my most popular series, but you could definitely go to that afterwards. Then I would just start burning down these practice tests, right? You got the College Board 1 through 10. 2 and 4 have been removed, but you can get those on Khan Academy. I just made a video yesterday about where to find practice tests, or a couple days ago maybe. 2 days ago. So you can check that out. Here, let me post that as well for you guys. Make it easy. So this is all about practice tests. Boom. Here we go. Whoops. And, okay, let me read some more of these. Is a 1540 enough for Brown Engineering? 800 math, by the way. I mean, that's a phenomenal score for probably anywhere. Let's look at Brown. Now, I don't know about Brown Engineering specifically. You might want to ask your college counselor or your high school counselor. They'd have more information, but let's find Brown here just so we can get an idea. There's Northwestern. It's my alma mater for law school. All right, here we go. So look at this. I mean, you're near the top of the... what's it called? Of the upper quartile. So you would almost be as high. You're probably in the 70th percentile for people that got in, not applicants, people that got in. So from this perspective of your score, and I have to imagine 800 is going to look pretty nice on math. Yeah, I think you're fine. Just make sure the rest of your application is tight. You can get your score rechecked. I got to be honest. I think this was a really hard test. And I think the curve seems to be just not it's like weird, because I think students, from what I've been hearing, have been finding it hard, and the curve was terrible. It's just like, it's crazy. I don't know what's going on with this one. I wish I could see it. I got 9. I'm pretty neglected English. Yeah. I was getting 4 to 5 wrong in math. I got 9. I was pretty much neglected English. Got it, Casper. Oh, you're answering my question. There we go. Yeah, you did all the practice tests. Great, and I'm glad. Okay, you need to do. I would say you need to do more. All right, so just look at what the videos I just posted about practice tests, where to find them, how many you can do. My course is a great first step, but you want to just drill. And then I've got all the videos on my YouTube channel as well for all these practice tests that you can then take and check and, whatever. But I'd say you have a lot more work and a lot more growth that you can achieve. I can't do so Josh is asking if I'll do the August math. I can't because it won't be released. So let's see. Do you think it's possible to improve on the score 1400 to... Yeah, of course. Kier is asking, can you go to a 1400 from a 1320? Of course. You're taking over 14 practice tests. That's pretty... No, your limit has not been reached. Tell me what your math score is. There's no way. You can always improve the math, unless you're getting perfect, obviously, but you can improve it. For the verbal, that might be, if you're near already an 800 in math, okay, might be a little tougher, but you might want to hire a tutor and get somebody to help you with that. Sorry. Long week. Okay. And you're getting 2 to 4 wrong. 2 to 4 wrong, that's really good. Yeah, but my advice to you, Min Yoin, I think is how you pronounce it. I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing it. To get those last little edges, practicing like crazy. The other thing you can do is use College Panda. College Panda is a beautiful resource if you're trying for the upper echelon scores. It's so hard, so I would definitely recommend that. I'm sorry, I got 420, but I didn't study. Okay. Yeah, 4 times is not enough. I mean, well, you took it officially 4 times? You took 4 practice tests, but you're saying you didn't study. I mean, what can I say? Gotta study for this thing. You've gotta prepare. Would you? So for Frieslas, you're in 9th grade. What's your advice? I wouldn't stress about the SAT yet, unless you really want to. You can start taking practice tests and start watching my videos. Okay, let's see. I got 1240. I'm very disappointed. Taking it 2 times already. I have 1 test left before I have to apply to college. Yeah, so if you are in that position and you just got let's say a 1240, I don't know what your target score is. The thing is, it's an important test, and I know school year has started. You got limited time, but man, I would go hardcore to the best of your abilities and just practice as much as possible. If you can afford it, I would get a tutor, somebody to guide you. You can also, we have obviously our team of tutors here, amazing, amazing tutors. Just hit us up at tutoring@scalarlearning.com if you're interested in one of ours. But find somebody that, whether it's one of our people or somebody else that you mesh with and that you connect with, and that's it. Okay, I got 1240. Okay. Test optional schools, yeah. I mean, I have no problem with it. You can apply to test optional schools. Here's the thing. I was just looking at some statistics from this document from Compass, and they were running through some of the numbers in terms of admission statistics when you submit your score versus when you don't. And a lot of schools is like the admissions rates almost double when you submit your SAT scores. Very interesting. So that's not definitive evidence. Excuse me. That submitting a score doubles your chances, because again, you probably have to imagine people are submitting their scores, got high scores, probably had higher GPAs, things like that. I was talking with some of my buddies about this, so it is the case. But I do want to say that this document was pretty interesting, showing just in those raw numbers, it kind of seems to make sense that you do want to submit an SAT score if you have a solid one. If you don't, then fine, maybe you can do optional or not submit it. Vincent, should I retake a 770 math as an aspiring math major? I mean, I think that's a really good score. If you're really sure you can get an 800, okay. But I wouldn't spend so much time. 770 is a really nice score for the math. Oh, I'm sorry, guys. I'm really tired. Okay. You think getting a 1450 is possible if I've gone from 1350 to 1400? Yes. That's not much more. Oh, and you got a 710 on math? There's your margin. Raising in math by 50 points is so doable. You're already at 710. You just got to practice. Can you link that study on test optional versus non? Yeah. Let me send that to you right now. Here, I'm going to actually, let me just show you this document. Where was it? Is it here? 1 second. Oh, there it is. I found it. Okay. Let's see if this opens. All right. Put this over here so you guys can see it. All right. So I want to show you some of these numbers. God, this document's huge, though. I can't remember what page it was on. Let's find it. Uh-oh. Well, this is not good. It's glitching. Okay. Here we go. 1 second. Such a cool document. Yeah, this thing is really glitching. Okay, let me see if I can find it quickly for you guys. Here it is. All right, so this is kind of fascinating. So you see in a lot of these, your admissions rate almost doubles for a lot of these schools, triples almost for Boston College. When you do submit your scores, and right, you can see the actual percentages here. I'm gonna do a whole video on this document, by the way. It's super cool. It's a really, really interesting document. Like I said, I just saw it today, but Compass Guide to Admission Testing. So yeah, check that out if you guys want. It has some good info in there. I think I might do one more question, guys. I'm gonna call it a day. Let's see here. And thank you everybody for all the likes. I do want to say I really appreciate that. Those likes help the channel a lot, help push the message and help more people. So thank you. Let's see. Any interesting questions? From October until August. Okay, that's a fascinating question. So you're at about a 1200 and you're trying to get a 1540. So, like I said, I've seen something like that in the 1200s, not like a 1200 flat. But again, the baseline does not limit you. It doesn't mean that, oh, I can only gain 150 points. It's not like that. The baseline is your starting point, but that's it. It's not indicative of a cap. So could you get a 1540? Like I said, I've seen it. Something akin to that. But the question really, I can redirect it back to you. Are you willing to put in a lot of, it's a lot. 1540 is, that's a tough score to get. So are you willing to put in that time to, because you need to shore up your reading, your grammar, everything, the math, probably a lot. Again, you can start with those critical concept videos. You might need some guidance. So it's possible, yeah, but it's a lot of work, and you're gonna have to. Anyways, that's the commitment you're gonna have to make if that's really important to you. But the beautiful thing is, if you try really hard, and let's say your target is 1540, all right. What if you get a 1450? Well, that's still a phenomenal score, right? What if you raise your score up to a 1450? You don't get a 1540, but you still made all this improvement. So it's not like a win or lose situation, all or nothing. There's a lot of in between, a lot of fantastic space for really, really good results. So I say do it, and that's it, and see what you can achieve. 730 is a phenomenal score, TTV. All right, guys, that's it. I'm gonna call it a day. It's my Friday. I've got a couple other videos to edit, some other work I gotta do. But thank you guys for joining. I hope this was helpful. Listen, the main thing I want you guys to take away from this is you got your score. You do, if you're a senior, have another chance to take the test in October. And if this is not the score that you want, react to it by putting in the work, putting in the time, and going hard for this next round because you have another shot. So if that's important to you, take that shot, work for it, work really, really hard, leave nothing to be question, put in every ounce of energy you can to make this happen, and then you move on. If you're a junior, you got plenty of time. This is your first go around, no stress, and that's it. I hope you guys have enjoyed the videos that I've created, and I hope they've been helpful. We're gonna do more videos for the leading up to the October one as well, so stay tuned for that. Thank you guys so much for joining, and I will see you in the next video. Take it easy.